And are you picking up on yourself?
Yeah,
We are. I am, in fact, picking up my own audio,
Hooray!
which is nice. Yeah. All right. Welcome to tonight's edition. Tonight's edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Go Rackentha. Last time, we had a bunch of conversations. That's about it. And the party has made their way back from Fear to Mirage over the course of several days. Driven by Ruli and accompanied by Taxel. We are going to pick up literally exactly right where we left off. As you see the blonde woman humanoid form of Zerga kind of hurriedly jogging after a little black dragon who is bounding down the road towards you on the cart. Much bigger than last you saw the little wormling. They are now, I think I described, roughly dog-sized, greyhound-sized. They come up to about most people's waists. Have little leathery black wings and full scales. They've still more serpentine than some other dragons or illustrations of dragons you may have seen. Significantly more serpentine than Zerga, who I think is the only fully draconic form you've seen so far. Yeah, just bounding toward the cart as it comes down through the main street of Mirage.
Oh, they got bigger.
A lot bigger. Are they allowed to be out in the open just like this?
Feihu did say that she was going to basically come clean to the rest of the town. I wasn't expecting that.
Quite literally so soon.
Yes, and so much for... And Asam will say over the sending stone, and yes, and so much for keeping this little fellow in the dark, scratches the owl's head.
Oh, God!
The owl just, like, kind of, like, coos at being scratched. Just like, yes, good.
I like the scratches.
Scratches. Yeah, the Ruli comes to a full stop, and Taxel and Ruli kind of step down, and the little dragon comes up to the side of the cart and is immediately, like, pawing up at the side of the cart, like, meh, meh, meh,
Oh, little baby! Loka jumps out and
Tackles.
yeah, essentially. It's like as big as I am, yeah?
Pretty close.
I mean,
yeah.
for you,
It
yeah.
probably comes
Oh
up
my
to
God.
just under shoulder height for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately start, like... I don't know what Dragon Playbow looks like, but that's what Loka is going to attempt to do.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Yeah, a little bit of, like, basically wrestling.
Yeah.
The little dragon seems extremely, very, very, very energetic as Zerga kind of catches up with the rest of you, and kind of like stops pretty close to the cart, seeing that like the little one is kind of safe with you. Is just like, okay. Welcome back to the city. Thou hast arrived at an opportune time, and the little one is just like kind of like rolling back and forth around in the sand with Loka. Looks very enthused. How we have an additional visitor. Welcome. Thou art Taxel. Excellent. Good. Oh boy.
Breathe.
Right.
Take a moment.
Welcome back. How art thou?
Well,
Quite fine, actually. Quite fine. I actually will be needing to speak with Faye. Could you perhaps give Feihu a send? Would one of you be willing to lend me your sending stones?
Sure. Please. Zron will hand over theirs.
Yeah. Could you perhaps give this to Feihu? I need to speak with her rather urgently about some confidential matters.
Surely. And Zerga will take it. The little one is having like thoroughly kind of worn themselves out wrestling with Loka in the sand, kind of like wriggles and squirms their way out of Loka's grasp and like runs over to the like open end of the cart and is like peering up at the other three of you.
Heisan will poke the owl. Hello, you like observing things. Why don't you sit around and observe the our little friend over there for a while? He's very friendly. They're very friendly.
Gesturing to the little one.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The bird will just like whoo and like shimmy over to the edge of the cart, and now the little one and the owl are engaged in a staring contest. Both of their eyes are just like fully wide, all pupil.
I guess there's no helping it. It just kind of ran right up to us.
Very much out in the open. He will walk up to Zerga. We are unfortunately in a situation where we might be dealing with a certain observer from elsewhere, constantly watching our activities. Well, or potentially watching our activities at any time.
Oh. 'Tis not ideal.
Yes.
Thou shouldst speak to Feihu about this.
Yes. Hence the sending stone.
Yes. I can get it over to her now if thou wouldst not mind watching the little one for a little bit.
If you would prefer, I can bring it over to Feihu, unless you're looking to give up babysitting duty.
I would not mind a small break. A small break would be divine.
I'll take care of them.
They are not too much of a handful. Just make sure they don't eat anything, anyone, get into too much trouble. They should still be fine.
Hey son, it's no problem if they eat the owl, right?
You see the little one lick their lips.
Yeah.
Starting to drool just a little bit, looking at the owl.
That would be a very big problem. That would be a very big problem, Loka.
Also, probably, I mean, it's not like a real owl, right? So it's not like it would be
a perfect. It's complicated. For all intents and purposes, it is a real owl.
You see the little one's shoulders kind of like start to lower and starts like wiggling its back.
No. Not friend. No. Off limits. Bad. No. Not food. Not food.
Like looks at you, Pejmina, and looks at the owl and just goes, bird?
Oh wow.
Speak.
Yeah. Bird.
Food.
No.
Yeah.
Friend. Well,
Friend.
friend.
They seem to have a problem with the word.
Some will say the draconic word for friend.
They say that a lot more easily.
Oh.
Bella.
Ella.
That's kind of incredible.
Yes. Growing.
And it will like kind of like do another wriggle, not looking to pounce on the owl, but does a big hop up into the back of the cart.
Well, no. How about here? We'll come down to you. It just starts unloading the cart.
It is seems like just very interested in the three of you. It's just kind of like weaving around between you, kind of staying around, doing some smells and looking. huge eyes comparatively to the rest of its body.
Did you remember us?
I don't.
It like kind of like it nods it nods, but it also looks like a little confused.
That's okay. You were little.
Jason will whistle the little tune he always whistles.
It whistles it right back.
Very good.
As if it remembers it.
And it says, Jason will do. I have a little gift for you. I have a little gift for you today. And
More like a bribe.
Yes, and we'll take out the purple gem. And we'll take out the purple gem from the dragon's
Not
horn.
even denying.
Just fully sparkly eyes. Immediately like comes up to you. It's just like
I wasn't able to give you a real one last time, so perhaps this one will be a little bit more be a little bit more permanent. It is all yours to play with.
just like
And we'll
reaches out one of its little claws and like grabs it like snitch. Just like opens up its mouth, surprisingly wide, like almost serpentine, like very wide open mouth, and just kind of like
Oh, okay. Lots of teeth.
closes it down on the gem, like just kind of like.
well, as long as you don't eat it. I wonder. I'm assuming dragons eat. Do dragons eat treasure? Do dragons eat treasure?
I assume so.
Shrug.
Hard to tell myth from legend on that one, or myth from truth on that one, depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But the little one seems content to carry the gem around in its mouth now.
Hey, little one, can you say bribe? Do you know what a bribe is?
Oh, okay, that's enough. All right.
Boy.
That's really
Gentle
good.
vibes.
That's pretty close.
Ours are hard at first. I understand. Pashmina kind of looks around at a loss. What should we do now?
Well, it's an awfully good question. I mean, one of you could follow Zerga if you'd wish. I mean, Taxel. That's why we have Taxel here.
Right.
You know what? I suppose there isn't much to do right now. I didn't expect.
I wasn't expecting him to come bounding, or them come bounding right up, and now you have 3, and I don't really know what we should do with that right this minute.
So Hassan's gonna get quarantined, and then so someone should bring Taxa to Faye here, and then I can stay with the baby, and just watch and play, and definitely not ingratiate myself more than the rest of you with them. Ha ha ha.
Just a deep sigh.
I have no hope at this point. Just, okay. Then, Axel?
Yes.
Would you mind following me for a bit?
Of course.
Also, just, so, there's a lot going on right now, and everything you see here is kind of, it stays here, alright?
I can understand.
Good.
It is a wonderful little town.
We're quite fond of it.
Don't usually expect something like this out when you hear desert, you know.
Mhm.
Not really something I come to expect, but this is delightful.
I'm sure Feihu would love to hear that. Let's go find her.
All right.
I don't actually know where Feihu is right now.
It looked like Zerga was heading off in the direction of the Horde.
Okay, then Peshmina will follow after,
Yep, makes sense.
leading Taxel away.
All right, I'll stay here and make sure none of these 4 with the bird, I suppose, get into any trouble.
I would never.
I'm looking directly at you, Loka.
Damn.
Why are you looking at me? I never get in trouble. I never do anything.
Arms crossed over their chest. They kind of like just give you a look. No, never any trouble. Ever.
Never, ever. Right. So, because never ever, I'm just gonna step away with
No, you're not.
the bit.
No.
The,
No.
the baby.
No. I will do this all day if I have to.
Make a break for it!
And just like
Look
take
at-
off.
Yeah.
The little dragon just like watches you run into the distance, very confused. Like ready, like hunches up as if ready to run after, and then just like doesn't.
Oh, it's so sad.
That's so good.
Loka turns around and to see if he's being followed, realizes he's not, immediately stops dead in his tracks, hunches over, walks slowly backwards with his head down.
The little one is currently staring with wide eyes at the big purple gem around Zeron's neck.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Just kind of like, they're gonna get down from the car at this point, just kind of like crouch down next to Baby Dragon. Are you hungry?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Do you want to go out a
really
little further and
Titans.
play then for a bit? Mm-hmm. Come on. And like, just like tries like stepping back a little bit and like kind of like does like a follow me motion.
They like take a couple steps to follow you, but then like wait for Loka to come back.
The group.
Once Loka is more nearby, we'll resume following you, Zeron.
I'm gonna follow.
Friends.
They're fast when they want to be, but not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They do have, especially with the gem in their mouth, they have kind of a little bit of an awkward not quite toddler walk, since they do have significantly more coordination, freshly hatched. But yeah. Yeah, Pejmina, you and Taxel catch up with Zerga a little bit on the path to the illusory dune, just a little outside of Mirage. And it's not too long until you make it there. Zerga helps lead the two of you into the Horde, and for one of the first times as you enter in, you see not the blue draconic, the blue dragonborn form of Feihu, but the full natural draconic form of Feihu. As she is kind of lounging, laying about. She has quite a few pillows around her. It looks like she's making has been resting significantly. And in this form, you can see the like large patches of grayed scales. It looks like they're starting to develop like around her extremities, kind of leading in. And you hear kind of can hear and almost feel the air move as she lifts her head on her long neck to turn and see the three of you as visitors. She is significantly larger than Zerga. She takes up a very significant portion of the Horde chamber itself.
Don't move if you can rest. Don't move on our account.
It's all right. I'm feeling okay today, all things considered. I apologize for maybe not showing myself to you as this earlier, but with the little one around, I thought it would be appropriate, and it is more comfortable than my my transformed shape.
You don't have to explain anything to us. This is Taxel, a follower of Nasaith.
Taxel looks a little taken aback at first.
Yeah,
Kind of like
winces.
takes a minute and looks to Pejmina and looks at Feihu and is just like, I would assume this is the friend you were talking about then.
Yeah, sorry. This is a lot.
I think I understand your need for discretion.
I was kind of hoping that your experience with Ruda would have maybe primed you a bit for something like this.
I think I caught Lady Feihu. Feihu's fine. It will not have been my first time speaking with dragons, though my first, weirdly, speaking with one who is on this side of the mortal coil, so to speak. And I think I can see what you were talking about. Feihu, if you would, I would not mind spending some time to examine your condition. I understand it may have some connections to the concepts of undeath and of necrotic decay. And these are areas in which I can be of assistance with the aid of Nasaith, if she would so choose to assist. And Feihu considers and then nods. If that would be fine with me. Just, I might need a moment to prepare. I don't really know what you intend to do, but I promise it's nothing. We're not like, we don't draw blood or do. It's not like ritual's a strong word. I promise it will be. Maybe some incense and candles. It's not. It won't. You're fine. It'll be fine. And Zerga also gives Feihu the sending stone and just says, Heisan didst want you to have this. I wanted to have a conversation with you as soon as you could. And Feihu goes, oh, thank you. I'll maybe I'll do that before we get started. Taxel, was it? Yes. 3 characters in the same room. Yes, then...
Okay.
Yeah, that should not be too much of a problem. And, Peshmina, I trust your journey was... I'd like to hear about it, at least, maybe from the rest of you as well, if you would like to, but, no worries. If you're interested, I'm certain, obviously your room is still being held at the the Misty Vale. I forget the businesses in my own town sometimes. Almost like there's some force dictating my knowledge from beyond.
No, you're tired. You're sick.
It's yes. The pain. But, yeah, please, take of, the amenities of the town as you see fit, as always. It's good to see you back.
It's good to see you too. It's good to see you. Well enough, I suppose.
Not the,
Is kind of a little bit in awe.
Most of my kin, my mother in particular, were very fond of, if ever they should reveal their full form to humanoids, making a real display of it. I wish I was in a condition to do the same, but I think, having known each other for as long as we have, this is fine.
You can be forgiven for not having a flashy entrance for us, I suppose.
Another time, maybe.
I look forward to it.
And, yes, spoken with the town. I trust, given Zerga is here, they're probably in the care of your friends.
As the little one came, positively sprinting at us, kind of figured things had seemingly gone well.
The town knows, and, greatly supportive. I am forever in their debt for their individual discretion. Even, we have, though they don't know about me, they are aware of the little one, a pair of Thronian emissaries from the Merchants Guild arrived a couple days ago and have been discussing with those in the markets the plans to potentially expand and reconstruct some additional market venues near the exterior market at some point.
Oh, what
but they
timing.
have been,
I nearly forgot about all of that.
Luckily, they've been more than amenable. They seem actually rather enraptured by our little town, which I will count as a benefit. Anyhow, I should speak with Hassan, and Taxel and I will attend to each other, I suppose. I suppose we have much to talk about. Thank you much.
Always.
And Zerga has taken a moment to kind of like, all right, sit down, have a quiet moment. All right, ready to go back out and resume babysitter duties.
How's being an auntie treating you?
She has like a little like, tis thrilling. Tis a hand. They are a handful occasionally, though. They are so gentle and so small, and so. I am smitten. They are mine, the jewel of mine hoard right now.
Good.
I would not give caretaking for anything in the world.
So cute.
They doth grow so rapidly, with such haste.
You're telling me.
In another week, in nary a month's time, I imagine they will be, cart-sized, essentially. We hath considered, being a young black dragon. They may enjoy, both for discretion and potentially for, an thrilling outing, that we might travel to, and yonder swamp or coastline, as the coasts are, whereabouts mine sister and I come from, and
Hmm.
typically the black dragons we have known settle in the more moorland and swampy areas, so they aren't likely to find that environment somewhat thrilling, mayhaps. Would to be a good change of scenery, too.
That sounds like a lovely time.
Potentially, if any other important individuals would to be to come to Mirage, we could make a short getaway.
Hmm. Sounds like a good idea, all things considered.
I think so as well. Alright, back to it. She kind of like gets up and dusts herself off and heads out of the horde back to Mirage.
Yep, I think Peshmina will follow and let Feihu and Taxel get to know each other.
Get comfortable. Heisan, you hear through your sending stone. Heisan, actually all of you hear through your sending stones. Everyone except Zeron, who no longer has the sending stone. Heisan, Zerga said you would like to speak with me.
Yes, a couple of things. I also assume you had gotten my message about the earlier. I would have sent a couple days ago regarding regarding the new spell circle out in the middle of the Nazcog.
Yes, I have it. I actually recorded it. I have a little journal with all. I have trouble remembering them, so I've been keeping a log of the addresses I would need.
Oh, that's good. Well, I suppose there is much to talk about, but more importantly, I am afraid there have been some developments with my home. I've incurred the wrath of of my superiors, and am now subject to an auditor, in the form of a familiar who is watching my every move. It does not mean that the archive itself is watching, but whenever they wished, whoever cast the familiar could simply look through their eyes,
Which would get around the
the scrying magic that we had. Yes.
I see. You said it's in the form of a familiar?
Yes, they're right on my shoulder right now, actually. A little owl by the name of 3.
Curious.
A little product of our zoology department head, I assume.
It is curious. I suppose, it's maybe a bit of a big question, but do you trust them? Do you think they would do anything untoward with that information?
I don't believe... Not necessarily. The archive... If the archive is good at one thing, it is good at keeping secrets. Although, again, I am only... we've kept ourselves secret for hundreds and hundreds of years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that they would just go ahead and start spilling information all across Rackentha. Although that being said, it's not exactly. This is the first time that I know of that they've decided to send an observer out with anybody, or decide to keep tabs on somebody sent out. Although again, somebody even going out is a rather rare occasion.
So the pattern would be promising, but this is already an exception.
Yes.
I see. If
Things since the Red Revolution of Kyla have seen. My understanding is things changed after the Red Revolution, and we've been becoming a bit more, how do you say, focused on our efforts. More oversight, more direction.
Interesting. Well, you know these people the best. If you don't believe they will do anything to expose or harm Mirage, then I see no reason to attempt to abjure or remove this observer. But should anything untoward happen, I hope you understand that we will need to take actions to prevent it from continuing to happen.
I understand that perfectly.
Thank you for telling me. I appreciate this very much. Yeah, just keep me posted if anything should happen.
I will. And who knows? Perhaps they could be. Perhaps you might even begin to have cordial relations with them. That would be a first.
Should they be interested in communicating? I'm here.
Alright. And Aesond at this point, he's broken off from the group and heading over to the Enchanters. I suppose we'll talk later about the many, many things that happened. Happened then?
Yes, this is reasonable. Oh, and here, let me give this back to you. And in phone terms, the line goes dead. And you see a little Carthax's envelope pop up in front of you.
Convenient. Delivery.
Oh, I suppose that will work.
It's got the little sending stone inside of it.
Yep, I will give this back to Zeron then, when I catch back with them. I believe they're on a walk with the little one.
How is the play session with Loka, Zeron, and the little one been going?
Zeron's just really good with kids. I don't know how else to put it. They're having the time of their life. They have a younger brother. They had their older brother's three kids to just watch over.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Having a good time. Doing some by the book gentle parenting techniques.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. I assume Loka's just like roughhousing.
I'll bury you in the sand.
That sounded more like a threat.
I mean, unless you want it to be.
I'm a fish. I'm not supposed to be buried.
Sand.
Funny.
I like the idea of both Zeron and the baby dragon just like pushing sand onto Loka as like an activity.
New game.
Bury the fish.
God.
I think that's a really fun idea though, but I think it's first catch the fish and then it's bury the fish.
I love that. Absolutely, I love that.
It's like one of those things where when you're playing as a kid and like the game evolves in a way you were not expecting and maybe don't like, but it's already too late to stop any of it at that point.
Perfect.
Amazing. Yeah, so as Hasan is walking away, Loka is like neck deep in sand already. Funny.
I think he's strong enough to get out of it.
Probably,
is the thing too, but he's letting it happen.
It's not like you're long either. Like part of the reason being buried in sand is like a person is so bad is because you have so much like surface area underneath the sand You're only like a few feet under the sand. You can just kind of stand up. Amazing.
Definitely made a big show of it, though. Like,
No!
Ah,
I'm
yes.
getting eaten by the sand.
They're burying me alive!
There's a lot of like scratching as the little one piles sand on top of you, and then at some point just like sits like directly on
No,
top.
it's digging
And they
like a
like
dog.
dig like a
It's
dog where it's
yeah!
just paddling furiously.
It's just like
Shift, 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 shift.
everywhere.
Everyone has sand all over them
Yeah.
by the end of
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
I think at a certain point, Loka, is after the baby dragon's gonna sit down. They're gonna sit down for. I'll let them sit for a little bit. Loka's then just going to push up and just lift them entirely above his head as he sits up.
It's like clinging to the top of your head, like, all right, ride time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can run around with you like this. You're still pretty heavy, but
Just like teetering, tottering to either side. Eventually jumps down back onto the sand. You see Zerga coming back to collect the little one. Kind of like,
Zoga.
hey, didst thou have a good time? And the little one kind of comes up and like rubs against her leg, like curls around.
Oh yeah. No, I had a lot of fun.
Good.
Just covered in sand still.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
plastered.
Both of us.
Mine great thanks for looking after them for a while. It is mine joy, but it is also, it is a full-time job.
I'm all too aware.
You know, for a small fee, I can also do that job full time.
I'll consider it should I need an additional reprieve. But for the time, I think it's time we get this one. I'm probably back to it's now starting to dim, so pretty close to dinner time. All right, come along. And the little one like pads happily behind Zerga as she heads back into the main part of town.
Okay, bye, baby. Bye, Zoga.
Turns to Zeron.
God.
Uh.
That's my new best friend.
Is that your new best friend now, Loka?
That's what I just said. Yes.
Over me?
Oh,
You
easily.
wound me. I really should be hurt. I really should.
That was expected, though, wasn't it?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, come on, let's get you unsanded.
I need to be deloused or something. Come on.
As long as you're quick in the oasis, I won't tell anyone.
I'm never quick in the oasis. He's getting trouble over there.
Oh, that I do know.
Actually, Zeron, you see something interesting happen. Let me...
Does your cloud just start raining on you?
My cloud, talking about water, being dejected about possibly getting kicked out of the oasis, Loka accidentally casts Create Water. And so, yeah, the cloud just starts pouring on him.
Shower.
They just like take like a few steps back. I did not know it could do that. Well, I suppose it makes sense.
Yeah, this is new. I like it. It's cold, too. You feel it.
Is it? And like they're gonna like stick their hands like sort of cautiously under. I think they're more afraid that they're gonna get shocked.
Loka is going to grab your hand and go,
like immediately pull it back. Another few steps back. do that and like kick sand up it.
Oh, come on, that was really fun, though.
No, it wasn't. You scared me.
Oh, come on.
No, fine, you're no longer my best friend either. Goodbye. He starts walking off in a different direction.
No, Saran, what am I gonna do without you? Come back!
Just flips you off as he walks away.
Oh, damn.
Loco's gonna follow after you, just a trail of water.
10 gallons.
Yeah.
God.
Which
yeah,
in terms of like shower consumption, if it's really pouring rain over you, probably doesn't actually last too long.
Mhm.
But that's still a lot of water.
That's funny though.
Good lord.
All right.
Just immediately evaporating in the fucking desert sun.
Yeah.
Hey, son. You said you're heading to the Artificer?
Yes.
To Hom?
Yes, the Artificers. Yep. And it's going to hop right up. Well, fly right up, I guess.
Yeah, there's a new figure in the Artificer's workshop. Han is clearly working away, and you see a smaller, stouter figure. Likewise, in now a matching apron, an apron matching Han's, and it is a little blue kobold with a funny little like series of lenses over one of their eyes,
God.
and they turn around and go, "Ow! Hi!
Oh, dear.
I know you."
Yes! Yes! Lorp!
Is that you, Lorm?
Yeah!
Yay!
It's been a while. Hi, what's going on?
The return of a king.
Not much, I suppose. You left rather.
Lorm, don't take that off the burner. It needs to stay. Oh yeah, all right, thanks. Sorry. Hi, Hassan. What's going on?
Not much. I see you have a new apprentice.
Yes.
Or partner.
I intercepted him attempting to continue selling these rings that summon snake skeletons.
Oh yes, I
He's
know
a
of those.
fucking
We have
hero.
encountered those.
He'd apparently been he caught a ride on a merchant train and had been trying to sell them across the Phasia, failing. Thankfully, we don't have any like 14-year-olds running around being able to summon necromantic snakes. Some child could have gotten their eyes blasted out of their skull with forbidden knowledge or some shit. Anyway.
Lorm, how were you not arrested?
What?
You would have gone through several municipalities with rather robust law enforcement. At this point.
Municipalities? I don't know. Laws don't apply to me. Anyway, he's surprisingly good for someone with absolutely no knowledge or formal training whatsoever. So I figured to prevent something awful from happening in the greater area, and I can genuinely use the help, I decided to take him in. So, he's doing all right.
Well, as long as he's no longer creating several different items of power that can be used by bandits to wreak havoc again.
Yeah, I'm still working on the bomb, though.
Oh. Yes, it didn't actually quite work last time.
Yeah,
did
that's
it?
why I need to keep working on it.
You know, maybe you should just stay away from that. I have a feeling yours happened to come up a bit defective. I'm afraid you might, blow up yourself.
I don't know, it'll work eventually. Hans taught me all about these things called safety guidelines.
I fear for this town.
Have you ever heard of OSHA?
Did you know when you're burning something, you're not supposed to look directly into the furnace? Fascinating. I always thought the slivers of metal that get in your eye were just part of the job.
Oh my god.
Either way, What was? God, I keep forgetting the name. What was the tiefling's name?
Han.
Han.
Han. I actually came here with something that I picked up from a rather infuriating and salesman.
Oh,
This-
right, the bag.
I have this right here. Although I don't believe they even knew what they had. It's a small bag of It's a bag of holding, although albeit damaged slightly.
Oh, that's an easy enough fix.
Yeah.
Would you like
I
me to
was
take a look
hoping-
at it for you?
Oh, I would love to. I would love you to.
Excellent. Oh, I was also working on something. Here, if you see Pejmina again, give her these. And she hands you 3 little marbles that look like they have like a wisp of smoke trapped inside the glass. We had a little bit of back and forth with some letters. If she should ever be interested in releasing whatever in that iron flask, just hold one of these up to the hammer for an extended period of time. I think I figured out how the like locking mechanism works on the stopper internally. But heavy caution. Do not do that without being fully ready for anything.
Oh, I'm sure we won't. And there have actually been some developments regarding that iron hammer.
Interesting.
But thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will
and
be.
The easy fix, it'll probably just be a gold or 2.
Also, our Locath friend happened to obtain some rather powerful potions, I noticed. That wouldn't happen to have been your creations, would it?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Oh.
It took some doing, and honestly, a decent chunk of golden time, but I actually have another batch ready for sale if you're interested.
I very much would. Would it... Do the dosages required differ depending on the size of the creature? Say, what is 3 doing right now?
I think 3's just kind of perched on your shoulder, continuing to take in the sights, or like flitting around, kind of staying away from all the burners and hot stuff going on in the immediate vicinity, but like staying nearby at least.
Say, for example, one such as this were to ingest it. Would it require more, less, or would it have the same effects?
You do have to continue, when it comes to potions, you generally have to consume the entire potion to gain the effect. Honestly, it'd probably be most difficult for your companion to down the entire potion. And I'd be a little worried about the effects of that kind of magical effect on a smaller creature. But given, if they were able to consume the entire potion, they would, I believe, be able to cast the spell. Is this a new polymorphed someone? A companion? A familiar?
Let's call it my supervisor.
Got it.
But a companion.
Interested.
But also, or rather, a little tattletale. Let's call them that.
Got it. If you are looking to cast the spell from their position, if they are indeed a familiar, you would be able to if you drunk the potion yourself and cast the spell, you could redirect the energy through your familiar and cast it out there, if you so desired.
Oh, I see.
If that is something you are interested in doing. It's an alternative option. If you're interested in the creature being able to cast a given spell on their own, they would need that ability. They would need to, for example, drink the potion.